Join Kids Hut family. Hey, Tia, can I use the new colors you just bought? I need to draw and color a bird for my science assignment. Sure, Tofu. Here you go. Thanks, Tia. Hey, Tofu, I am very hungry. Can I have one of the chocolates you bought at the store? Actually, Tia, I bought them for myself. Can't you wait till dinner? Tofu, you're so selfish. You're like the selfish giant. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Let me tell you about him and then you can decide. The Selfish Giant. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful garden. It had big trees laden with fruits and many flowers of different colors and fragrances. The grass was so soft that it felt like a cozy bed. Different birds sang melodies in the garden the whole day long. The children of the village loved playing in the garden. They would come there as soon as school got over and would stay till evening. In the far end of the garden was a big castle. People often said that the giant who owned the garden used to live there. But it was empty now. Nobody knew what had happened to the giant, and they thought he would never return. Till one day, the earth shook and there were loud thumping sounds. With each thump, the children were lifted off the ground and back again. Oh no, it is the giant. It cannot be. Why has he returned after all these years? The giant saw all the children in his garden and yelled loudly.
What are these children doing here? This is my garden. Get out! Get out of here!
All the children got scared and ran away. The giant then built a large wall around the garden so that no one could ever enter it. The next day, the giant went to the garden, thinking that he will pluck some fruits and flowers. But the trees were so sad without the children that they shed all their leaves and fruits and lay bare. Even the flowers that had blossomed became so sad that they went back into the ground.
Oh, I feel so sad. I don't feel like dressing up with my leaves today.
Yes, without the children, Even I don't want to come out. I wish the giant had never returned. Who will I sing for in this empty garden? I am leaving. As time went by, winters came and passed. When spring came, it was lush green everywhere. The roadsides were filled with colorful flowers and green trees. Everyone wondered how the garden must look too. But with all the sadness present in the garden, spring did not come to it. The garden remained frozen. The only ones happy in the garden were snow and frost. With no spring to melt them, they became the masters of the garden.
I will cover every tree of this garden so that it looks white.
And so it went and covered every tree till all one could see was white.
I am going to invite the north wind to join us here.
The icy cold wind swept over the garden. It knocked the chimney pots off the castle and rattled its roof. Then the naughty wind had another idea.
My friends, let's invite hail over too and claim this garden as ours forever.
Soon hail came down on the garden. All four of them got together and caused havoc. Hail and wind attacked the castle roof every day and took off its slates one by one. One day, while the giant was lying in his bed, he heard beautiful music come in from his bedroom window. He thought perhaps the king's musicians were passing the garden. He looked out of his window and saw that a small bird was sitting on the window ledge and singing.
Has spring finally arrived?
He looked beyond into the garden. The icy wind had stopped blowing. The snow was melting and frost was vanishing. Hail couldn't be seen anywhere. Instead, he saw the most beautiful sight.
The children have broken into the garden.
Some children had found a hole in the wall and had entered the garden from there. They were on every tree and were happily sprawling on the grass. The trees were so happy that they covered themselves with green leaves. The flowers also came out, and the grass was smiling gleefully. Even the birds were chirping new happy tunes.
What I did was terrible. I was selfish. I should have never ever blocked the children out of the garden. I will go and correct my mistake now.
The giant went out and broke the wall down.
From now on, this garden is your playground forever.
The children were so happy that they hugged the giant.
From then on, the giant played with the children every day. As time passed, the giant grew very old and tired. He wouldn't go out to play with the children. He would only watch them from his window. One day, he saw a little boy crying. So he went to see him.
What is the matter, little boy?
The boy's hands were bleeding. This made the giant very angry.
Who has hurt you? Tell me his name and I will punish him.
The little boy calmed the giant and said, "Calm down, my friend. These are wounds of love." Then the boy took the giant's hand and took him to the Garden of Paradise with him. After some time, the other children came to where the little boy had been. They found the giant lying on the grass and covered with white flowers. He had died with a loving smile on his face. "I really was being the selfish giant, Tia. I am so sorry." "Yes, you were." "I will change that immediately. Here, please have some chocolates, Tia." "Thank you, Tofu. I am happy that you have changed, but it is dinner time already. I will now have the chocolates for dessert." Hey, Tofu.
Oh, hey, Tia.
Your friends didn't stay?
Oh, no. They were just talking about how much fun they had today pulling Ken's leg.
Ken? Isn't he the new boy who joined school?
Yes. He, the smallest amongst all.
Everybody is taller than him, so it is easy to pick on him. Just like the ant, is it?
The ant?
Yes. The Elephant and the Ant. Once upon a time, there lived a huge elephant in a jungle. Because he was so much bigger than all the other animals, he always troubled them. In the same jungle, there lived a family of ants. They were a hard-working family who always kept to themselves. In the day, they would go to gather food. One day, as they were going, the big, mean elephant threw water on them.
Hey, what's the matter with you? Why do you keep troubling others?
Oh, shut up, you tiny ant. One more word out of you, and I will walk all over you and kill you.
The little ant had no choice. it kept quiet and went on its way.
You shouldn't pick a fight with the elephant. He is very ill-tempered and very, very strong. He could crush you. Something needs to be done about it.
The next day, when the ants were going to work, the tiny ant decided to teach the elephant a lesson. She quietly climbed onto the elephant and made its way to the elephant's trunk and entered it. Once inside, she started biting the elephant.
Oh, that hurts.
The elephant tried everything, but it couldn't get the ant to stop biting him or come out of its trunk. Such a big elephant became useless in front of the tiny ant.
Please stop. Stop it now.
Well, I hope now you know how others feel when you hurt them.
Yes, I do. Please stop now.
Very well then.
And so the ant stopped biting the elephant and came out of its trunk.
I am sorry. I have understood how bad I made others feel. I promise I will never ever do it again.
Oh, what, Tofu?
I understand what we were doing wrong.
You do?
Yes, we shouldn't make fun of Ken just because he's smaller than us all.
I'm glad you realized that, Tofu.
Yes, and I'm going to apologize to Ken the first thing tomorrow and get others to do the same too. Thank you, Tia, for teaching me this.
Wasn't last night's slumber party fun, Tofu?
Oh, I had a blast. Let's do it again.
I agree, but I noticed that you weren't being very nice to Cousin Rob. You were always with your friend Josh.
Cousin Rob started it.
Started what?
Josh is one of my best friends, and Cousin Rob told me that he didn't like Josh as much as I did.
There's nothing wrong in that, Tofu.
I don't understand. Why not?
Shall I explain it to you with a story?
Yes, I want to hear the story.
A very long time ago, there lived a mighty lion in a jungle. One day, he went to the river to drink water. But his leg got stuck in the thick, slushy mud of the riverbank. No matter how much he tried, his leg wouldn't come out. He called out for help. But alas, there was none. And so he remained stuck in the mud. After a few days, a kind jackal came to the same spot of the river to drink water. He saw the lion stuck in the mud. "Your Majesty, are you all right?"
No, Jackal. I am stuck in the mud. I cannot move. I have been here for days now.
"Give me a moment, Your Majesty. Let me see what I can do." The jackal quickly crossed over to the riverside where the lion was stuck. With his paws, he dug out the mud where the lion's leg was caught. "I think your leg should be free now. Please try and come out." The lion tried to move, but he couldn't. His leg had become stiff after being in the same position for so many days. Seeing this, the jackal made more efforts to free the lion. He pushed him and pulled him till he finally came out of the mud. The lion was very happy to be able to move freely after so many days.
Thank you, kind Jackal. You have saved me.
"You are welcome, Your Majesty. Now I must get back home."
Where will you go? Why don't you come and stay with me? You've saved me, and now you are my friend for life.
The jackal accepted the lion's offer and both grew their own families. But they continued to live together and hunt together. Their children would even play together. But the lioness did not like the friendship between the jackal and the lion. And she conveyed the same to the lady jackal. "The lioness told me that the lion does not want us to live here with him and his family." Hearing this, the jackal was very upset and went to see the lion. "I thought we were friends, but if you did not want my family and me to live here with you, you should have told me so. Instead, you conveyed your message to me through the lioness and the lady jackal."
My friend, I don't know what you are talking about.
"We are leaving."
No, my friend, don't leave me and go. I have not done anything of that sort. I want you to stay with me.
The jackal understood what had happened. "I am sorry, friend. I understand your sincerity and love towards me. I think I judged you too quickly. It is not you who wants me gone, but the lioness. I shouldn't live here any longer."
No, you don't have to go. I will speak to the lioness.
"No, don't worry about it. My family and I will live in another home. But you and I will still remain friends." it is best for both families. Though the lion was very sad, he agreed. And so the jackal made another home for himself and his family. But his friendship with the lion remained. They met every day, went on hunts together, and shared lives good and bad till the end of their lives.
The lioness didn't like the jackal, even though the lion and he were best friends. And she knew that the jackal had saved the lion once upon a time.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, Tofu. Sometimes you may like someone very much, but your family may not feel the same way about them.
Oh, I get it now. Let's call Cousin Rob and others for one more slumber party. I promise I will behave better this time.
Tofu? Tofu! Tofu, what are you doing here? Your friends and I were waiting for you at the library. I thought you promised to go with us and help our librarian, Miss Peters, today.
Oh dear, there are so many of you. I'm sure you can manage without me.
But Tofu, you promised.
Why are you so angry, dear? It's just the library.
Yes, but you promised us. How can you be so careless, Tofu? If you behave like this, one day you will have no friends left.
What do you mean?
Haven't you heard of the bear and the two friends?
No.
Okay, let me tell you their story. Once upon a time, two friends had to travel through the forest. It was a dangerous forest with many wild animals. There were lions, bears, snakes, and even poisonous spiders in the forest. As the two friends entered the forest, they were gripped with fear of what lay ahead.
I am so scared.
I wish we didn't have to go through this forest. I agree with you, but we have no choice. We must cross the forest to get to the other village.
What if we get into trouble?
Let's promise that if any of us get into trouble, the other will not run away. He will stay and help the one who is in trouble.
Yes, I promise you, my friend. I won't leave you alone if you are in trouble.
And I promise you the same, my friend.
I am feeling less scared now. I think now I can easily cross the jungle.
I'm glad. Let's go. After some time of walking through the forest, the two friends heard a rustling sound from the bushes ahead of them. They stopped in their tracks.
Oh, what do you think it is?
Shh! I don't know. I can't see clearly. Can you? Just then, a large dark figure appeared ahead of them. Oh no! It's a wild bear!
It hasn't seen us yet. Run!
Saying so, the boy climbed up a tall tree and sat on one of its branches. But his friend didn't know how to climb a tree. My friend, I don't know how to climb a tree. Please help me climb it. But the boy on the tree did not help him. He shook his head and held closely to the tree. The boy on the ground saw the bear approaching him and quickly lay down on the spot. He had heard that bears do not attack dead things, so he closed his eyes, held his breath, and lay very still. The bear came close to him. It came close to his head and sniffed and smelled his ear to see if the boy was breathing, but the boy held his breath. Thinking that he was dead, the bear left the boy and moved on. After the bear had left, the boy from the tree came down. Are you all right? Yes, I am. That was a close call. True, it was.
Tell me, my friend. I saw the bear come close to your ear and whisper something. What did it say to you?
It told me to be wary of a false friend and not keep such company. Which of the two friends do you think are behaving like Tofu?
Like the one who broke his promise and climbed the tree.
What are you going to do about it?
Apologize to you and my friends and go to the library immediately to help.
Okay, shall we go then?
Congratulations, Tia! I heard our librarian Miss Peters has asked you to help her in the library after school every day, instead of just the weekend. And I hear you will get paid for it also.
Thanks, Tofu, but I have politely declined her generous offer.
Why, Tia? Think of all the money you will get. You won't have to rely upon the pocket money that Mom and Dad give you. You can buy so many things with so much money, Tia.
Yes, that's true, Tofu. But if I spend so much time at the library daily, I won't have time to study or spend with you.
Nobody makes a decision like that, Tia.
Well, maybe I am like the country mouse.
What did the country mouse do?
Let me tell you. Once, a town mouse visited his cousin, a country mouse, for lunch.
Welcome, cousin. It is so good to see you.
They enjoyed a simple meal of fresh acorn, wheat stock, and refreshing cold water. After that, the mice sat for hours and told each other stories from their lives. When it was night time, they slept under the starry sky and were awakened by the gentle warmth of the morning sun. They continued talking over breakfast till it was time for the town mouse to leave.
Cousin, thank you for the lovely time. Why don't you come with me and spend time in the town with me?
The country mouse was so impressed with the stories she had heard of the life in the town that she readily agreed and left with her cousin. By the time they reached the town mouse's house in the town, it was afternoon, and they were both very hungry. The country mouse smelled lovely aroma of the food left over in the dining room where humans had just finished their lunch. The hungry country mouse dashed towards it immediately when the town mouse called out,
Cousin, watch out for the cat!
Meow!
The country mouse scurried back to the hole in the wall where the town mouse's house was. Once the cat was gone, the country mouse tried to make its way to the food again.
No, no! Wait for the servants and the house dog.
The country mouse once again rushed back into the hole in the wall as it saw a parade of servants followed by the house dog come in and clear the table. The country mouse picked up his hat and bag.
Cousin, I am very happy for your cozy, luxurious town life. But I am happy in my humble country life where there may be simple food, but at least I can enjoy it at my will and with security.
And so the country mouse returned to her home, no longer feeling envious of her cousin. So you see, Tofu, Miss Peters might be offering me money, but I am happy with my life the way it is.
Oh Tia, you are the best. You always know the right thing to do. For your favorite rhymes, stories and more, join Kids Hut family. Subscribe here.